Thanks for giving us the opportunity of introducing MATSA to you this afternoon. We hope we deliver the message that we really truly want to. Company itself, code's MAT. We've got about 217 million shares out on issue. We've got a current market cap of circa $32.5 million at 15 cents, which is our closing share price yesterday. We've got cash and liquid investments of about $4.5 million, but that doesn't include any gold inventory or gold ore that we have sitting on our ROM pads. Top 20 shareholders control just over 50% of the company, and we've got an experienced and well-known board. Our 12-month share price is attached, and you can see we're spiking upwards at the moment. That's reflective, obviously, of the gold price, but I think it's more reflective of what we're actually achieving over the last couple of months. The question, why invest in MATSA? Well, I think the answer is quite simple in my eyes. It's because we're on the move. We're actually accomplishing things. We're doing things, and I think it's exciting times. Our ground, we've got several projects. Lake Kerry in Western Australia, we've got a joint venture with Lake Rebecca with Bulletin Resources to the south, and we've got some pretty interesting nickel ground in the Fraser Range. We've also got some copper tenements in Thailand, but we've really put those to bed for the time being, as our focus is Lake Kerry. Lake Kerry is just south of Laverton. In total, we've got about 563 square kilometres of ground. We own it 100%, it's fully granted. And on that ground, we've got some 441,000 ounces of gold resource. I'll ask you to note the grades of the gold resource. They are good quality, economic grades. Nothing that's too small. The Lake Kerry Gold Project, that's our focus, that's our flagship. It's located just south of Anglo Gold Sunrise Dam, which in turn is just south of Goldfields Granny Smith mine. It's to the south east of Wallaby mine. So we're surrounded with very large operational gold mines, and we are riding on their back, if you like. For 2020, our focus is continuation of mining at Red October underground gold mine. I'll come into that in a little bit more detail. Bring Fortitude Stage 2 into mining. Continue our drilling for new mines, both near term and beyond that, on a larger scale and on a smaller scale. So far, what we've accomplished in 2020 is a lot of drilling success at Red October, Devon, Olympic, and Fortitude North. In fact, we released some results this morning, which we found very exciting, and I'll touch bases on that. We've got proven capacity to mine. It's not, are we going to, can we do it? We are doing it, and we have been doing so for the last 2 years. We mined the Red Dog open pit. We mined the Fortitude trial mine. And of course, we've been mining at Red October since July of last year. This is all possible at this point in time because of our relationship with Anglo Gold. We've got a terrific relationship through a MOU that we signed about 18 months ago, but more importantly, they're sponsoring us, they're incubating us, they're assisting us in achieving our goals. And one way that they're doing that is they are taking all of the ore that we can produce. At Red October, we've got a 5-year ore purchase agreement in place. That's probably 6 odd months old, 8 months old. So we've got 4.5 odd years worth of ore delivery agreement in place. It's a fantastic agreement that we've got. We are fully exposed to the rising gold price. This morning, my understanding is we're about $6 shy of $2,400 an ounce. Imagine if I said this time last year that gold would be over $2,000 an ounce. Would have been laughed at. We are building on our past successes, and we're going to continue to grow. So the Red October mine itself is 550 metres deep. We are concentrating in mining in the southern decline. It is completely dry. It's on care and maintenance for the entire mine. So we've got access throughout the actual mine itself. Historically, it's produced 300,000 ounces of gold at 6 grams per tonne. We've got an existing resource there of 85,000 ounces at 13.6 grams per tonne. Red October is a high-grade, narrow-veined, structurally controlled gold mine, and that has continually been proven up by some of our drilling results. and I'll quote those in a minute. September quarter, that was our maiden quarter for mining at Red October. We produced just under 11,000 tonnes, 1,600 ounces of gold, and that was a fantastic result for our first 3 months in operation. December, we spent most of our time actually developing access to stoping in the 1240 to 1290 area, and we started stoping those towards the end of January. So we expect our first quarter of this year to probably mine the cumulative of what we did in September and December of last year. So whilst those figures aren't very impressive, we expect it to be more like this by the end of this quarter. The actual mine itself, we are continuing drilling there. We're getting some substantial hits through that. It is not unusual for us to be consistently seeing 36 grams per tonne, 20 grams per tonne, and we get the occasional bonanza grades, 180 grams per tonne, 240 grams per tonne. So we'll continue drilling there. We've got another drill program probably starting up in about 4 or 5 weeks, and we intend to replace our resource as we mine it. The actual infrastructure at Red October is second to none. As I said, we're down to 550 metres. This diagram is intended to demonstrate that we've got return air throughout the entire mine. We've got emergency access throughout the entire mine. So there is nothing prohibiting us from mining anywhere within the mine or actually exploring anywhere within the mine. And we think that bodes well for its future expansion. That's what's been mined. Saracen were the previous owners of this mine. That's what they mined. This is what we believe they've left behind. So this in itself is 85,000 ounces of high-grade ore. We have got a fair bit of exploration success outside of this known resource, and at the moment we are mining outside of this resource. So this resource is available there for us as we get down to it and as we develop access to it. The decline is in 2 areas. Sorry about that, I'll just go back. We've got 2 declines there, so we can actually work at multiple faces. We intend to open up more faces, increase that production rate, which will increase the profitability of the mine. We also think that there is substantial exploration at surface at Red October. This is a picture of the pit. Historically, causeways have been built because the actual mine is on a lake. It's underwater, hence the name Red October. With current exploration rigs, we don't need to develop these causeways, and we can actually dig on the lake surface itself, drill on the lake surface. We've recently completed a small drill program in the saddle area at Red October. We're waiting for those results to come through, and we are, with bated breath, we think they'll be very good. We intend to do further drilling to the north of Red October, potentially going from the top all the way to the bottom, as well as drilling from bottom. Fortitude Stage 2. This is a mine that was discovered by our predecessors. We bought them off Fortitude Gold. We then did the environmental studies. We did the mining studies. We lodged all of the mine proposals, had them approved, and some 18 months ago we did the trial pit. We mined 184,000 tonnes of ore, proved up the grade of about 1.8 grams per tonne. It all went to Anglo Gold, so it again reinforced the ability of Anglo Gold to take our ore, and it also reinforced the ability of MATSA to deliver to Anglo Gold, and that's what gave us our first MOU and continuing ore purchase agreements. We intend to mine Stage 2. Stage 2 in itself is a 1.1 million tonnes of ore. We expect to produce 58,000 ounces of gold. We think we'll get about 91% recovery, so that'll give us 54,400 ounces of gold recovered. The capital outlay will be about $6.6 million. Our maximum cash exposure will be about $9 million. We think the operating cash flow will be circa $1,600. We think we can get it below $1,600 in the near term, and with the current price of gold, it's starting to be a compelling story. This mine, at $2,150 gold price, not the $2,400 that I recently mentioned, should deliver $22 million profit, and that should be achievable in about 22 months. This mine is fully approved, fully permitted. There is nothing stopping us from mining tomorrow. We are in discussions with financiers to get that finance in place, and we are a fair way down the track with our discussions with AngloGold to take this ore. So the commencement of mining here can be imminent. With the current price of gold, obviously there's more impetus to make it happen a little bit earlier. We can fine-tune the actual study if we introduce $23.50 gold price. If we introduce some other savings that we can potentially see, we think we can actually improve the profitability of this mine. I think something that's very, very important and missed by a lot of people is Lake Carey itself. We think this is a fantastic area to explore. Not only do we have that proximity to other mines, not only do we have the Red October mine, the Fortitude mine, we've got the Devon mine that we also own, but we know that this has been quite poorly explored because of the lake that occupies a fair bit of our ground. Because of that, last November we embarked on quite a sizable drill program. That drill program is still continuing today, and we are getting results of that drill program. So at Fortitude North, we are very excited about this project. It's probably a little bit too early to call it a significant discovery, but I think that's where we're going with it. We released this morning some new grades that we got from our diamond drilling, 4 metres at just under 14 grams per tonne, which included a metre at 10 grams and a metre at 43 grams per tonne. Another hole gave us 10 metres at 3.5 grams per tonne with some high-grade component in there. What we think we have is a 1.5 kilometre mineralised zone. We've proven this up by air core. We are now following this up with diamond drilling. We've recently completed 7 holes, and these 2 results from these 2 holes are the only assays we've received to date. What we have seen in the other drill core is very similar geology, which gives us confidence that at least 1 kilometre of this 1.5 kilometre long anomalous area is going to produce fruit for us. We think this is a strong potential to be a gold mine in the near term, and we hope to be able to infill drill this, prove up a resource, and for this to follow through from Fortitude mine, which should be finished in about 25 months to 30 months' time. This is what the deposit is starting to look like. These are the holes that we're still waiting for results to come through. These are results that we published this morning. So it's appearing to be a consistent, low, relatively shallow, flat-lying ore body dipping to the northeast. The Devon gold mine, this is an acquisition that we did some 18 months ago. Drilling here was prohibited because of area constraints. The owners of the area couldn't concede to a drilling agreement with the owners of the Devon mine. Matza was privileged enough to be able to buy the complete area, so any impediments to drilling were removed, and we drilled this in January of this year. What we noted was that the previous mining in this area gave 47,000 tonnes at 5.3 grams per tonne. This was an open pit mine, relatively shallow, relatively small, highly profitable, and this is what got our interest in it. So the drilling that we've done has produced some quite staggering grades, in my opinion. Our highlight was 15 metres at 20 grams per tonne, and which included 3 metres at 94 grams per tonne. This was within 50 metres from surface. So what we've got here is a really strong hit that we were going to follow up with further drilling. We think already at this early stage that there's near-term mining potential here, and we hope to slot that on in between Fortitude and Fortitude North. We've got the ability to do these things because of our relationship with AngloGold. This is what the longitudinal prediction looks like at Devon, and we've got a considerable amount of further drilling to do here, which we will embark within the next few months. Overall, I think the company is poised to grow its mining operation, make money, continue the drilling, and keep producing results. Thank you very much.